Hello and welcome to another ASD Tech Tool Spotlight. Today we'll be spotlighting the tool EdPuzzle, which we have spotlighted in the past, but I think it's a good one to come back to and revisit as I believe it's a very powerful tool. So in its simplistic form, EdPuzzle is a video hosting tool that allows you to embed some functionality that really allows you to check student comprehension. It's just an overall really good student formative assessment tool. So first things first, you want to go to edpuzzle.com and then go ahead and either create a sign in, or log in. You can log in, it'll ask you if you're a teacher or a student, and then you can log in with Google and just authenticate that, and we'll get on our way. So the first things first, when you are logged in, it'll say your name up here. I'm going to talk about this My Classes tab first. This is where you can build your classroom. You can add classes and either invite students or give students a class code, or you can import directly from Google Classroom. I wanted you to see that first before we look at the content piece, but now we're going to look at the content piece. So number one thing you need to do with EdPuzzle, you need a video to host, edit, and share. So they make it easy for you where you can search the content right from EdPuzzle. It searches YouTube all the way through. It also has local content, which I can show you in a bit. But the first thing we're going to do is actually just come up with a video to share. I'm going to click on National Geographic, and let's see if we can find something on acid rain. Maybe that'd be a good one. Okay, what is acid rain? 2-minute video. Perfect. You can preview the video here if you want to. You can copy it over so it's in your content where you can find it later. Okay, or you can just go right into editing. So I'm going to go into editing, and you're going to see a couple things. The first thing you have to decide is, do you want to crop the video? So do you want the students to watch the video in its entirety, or maybe there's something that there's only in this one section right here that you want your students to be able to watch? Okay, so you can adjust this to crop the video to any length you want. The second tool you can choose is a voiceover tool. What this allows you to do, it allows you to explain something that's going on in the video over top of the audio. So you record the audio, you just click on this microphone and you record your voice over top of the video. So that's a pretty cool, especially if you're wanting to maybe get your students to be hyper-focused on something that's in the video. The third tool is audio notes. What this is that you can drag this and embed a note, which what it does is it pauses the video and then plays your audio notes so the students can hear maybe something you want them to see in the upcoming part of the video, or maybe you want to review something they just watched, or maybe you want to remind them about something you did in the classroom the day before or during the lesson. And then finally, the tool which I think most of you will use is the quizzes tool. And what this does is, again, you can drag wherever you want this to be, and it gives you this little green question. Okay, so you just click on the question and it gives you some options. So maybe if we're here, this is talking about acid rain. It talks about people burn fossil fuels. You know what contributes to the burning of. Maybe that's my question. Okay. If I just want this to be just an open-ended question, I can leave it as is. If I want it to be multiple choice, I can do that. I can add more choices. If I just want it to be a comment, okay, maybe I'll say something instead of this. I would say, as you are watching, blah, 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 blah. This is where I can just make a comment. There's no question, there's no answer. It's just something that I want the students to think about. It'll pause the video so they can see that before they go on and mark that. So I can go ahead and hit save, and now you'll know there's a question there. I can go and add a second question here if I wanted to, and so on and so on. So again, I can crop the video, I can add voice, notes, or I can add questions, either open-ended, multiple choice, or just a note or a discussion thread that doesn't have an answer. And then when you're done, you just hit save, finish, and then it's going to ask you what class you want it to be assigned to. You can give it due date if you want. You can prevent skipping, which means kids can't just fast forward to the questions or fast forward to the end. So once you click that, I'm going to keep it at prevent skipping, and I'm going to hit assign. Now it's in my class. So if I go to my classes, you can see that this video is assigned. Okay, here's where I can see, just again, it's very similar to Google Classroom. I can see what current assignments are out there, what doesn't have a due date, who the students are in the class. Then under the gradebook tab, I would actually be able to see each video that the student's been assigned. I could see how much of the video they've watched, what percentage they've watched. If they were multiple choice questions that I scored, or that were pre-scored, I could see how they're doing on the video. I also can go in and score the questions that they free choice or that they free response wrote in. And I would be able to see what percentage of comprehension or of success my students had on that specific question or all the questions. And then the real great response too is you also get to see how much time the students spent watching the video. So if the video was 1 minute 46 seconds, did they take 2 minutes where they just answer quickly, or did they take 10 minutes where they put in some time and thought around this? Okay, and that's what you see in the gradebook section. Students can either, if it's through Google Classroom, they would see these assignments in Google Classroom, or they specifically would have to be in EdPuzzle to access this. So where this comes in handy is a couple different things. One, you could think about the idea of the old flipped classroom. You provide the video for students to watch outside of the traditional brick and mortar. They access the content, respond, and you can use that information to be as a formative assessment. The second tool could be if you're thinking about doing the station rotation model in like blended learning, where maybe some students are working on a collaborative group project or a lab activity. You might have a small group of students meeting with you at a teacher table, and then a third group of students might be accessing their EdPuzzle video to build on that content. So again, different ways to provide different opportunities to access content for your students. The other great way I've seen EdPuzzle use is when teachers create basically intervention and extension activities, or reteaching and extension activities of topics. So basically, you know that you're covering acid rain. You might provide different videos about acid rain, some that cover the basics of acid rain, to some that get very, very precise on higher level thinking around acid rain. So students would be able to, if they didn't understand the main concepts, could watch some of the beginning videos, and students who want some more extension activities around the videos could then go and watch a higher level. Same thing, you think about math content, you could have reteaching all the way up to some higher level skills for students to get to. The other last piece before I close, there is this button that says curriculum on the content page, and this is pretty neat. This is new. It allows you to look at your different content areas. So if I was teaching elementary math, and I wanted to talk about fractions, here are some very specific videos on fractions. Some are actually tied to standards. Some are on very specific skills. So if you know your students are working on converting fractions to decimals, here's an opportunity for a video that's already created that has questions already done. So again, if I look in here and I edit this, it already has preset questions. It's already been cropped. Now you can make your own copy and change and edit these questions, but it's already done for you. And again, the magic in this program is the ability to give you a pretty good understanding of what students are comprehending. So it's just a really quick, easy, formative assessment tool. So with that, that is EdPuzzle as our tool spotlight of this week. I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thanks and have a great day.